The top stories this week are Mike Lull undergoes surgery, Adam Pac-Man Jones is suspended, and Roy Williams is traded to the Cowboys.
Hey ESPN, let's see you try to get in touch with our students. This is the Rider Sports Corner.
Welcome to this week's edition of Rider Sports Corner. I'm Olivia Hoff.
And I'm Tom Malachi. Adam Pac-Man Jones was suspended this week, again. The Dallas Cowboys cornerback is suspended for at least 4 games after Jones violated the NFL's personal conduct policy. According to the league, Jones was involved in a, quote, alcohol-related scuffle with his bodyguard. This suspension comes after a 17-month suspension that Jones was given last year. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones said that he was disappointed. Well, Jerry, I don't blame you.
Terrell Owens is back in the news. He is not the reason, though. A trade between the Dallas Cowboys and the Detroit Lions is. Roy Williams was given to the Cowboys and only has to do one thing to keep Terrell happy: get the defense away from him so he can make plays. Owens said, quote, "They're putting 2 or 3 guys on me, and it's really tough to get open in those types of situations. But I think Williams being on the other side and other guys making some plays, they're going to have some other guys to contend with." He hopes that Williams will learn the offense fast to help the team win and help T.O. produce big numbers.
Tony Gonzalez is still a Chief, but for how long? Well, according to Herm Edwards, he will be until the end of the year at least. Gonzalez kindly asked for a trade from the Chiefs due to the fact that they are currently in a rebuilding phase this year. The team was not willing to receive a third-round pick and were only willing to trade with teams that could offer a second-rounder. The unfortunate part for Gonzalez was that his team did not receive offers from anyone in the league. Edwards is not worried about Gonzalez's work ethic after not getting traded and said, quote, "Tony's going to give 100% as a professional football player. He always has. That's one thing that you can count on him. He takes a lot of pride in being who he is. If not, he couldn't have achieved all the goals that he's achieved thus far in his career. I'm not worried about that."
Texas University is on top of the BCS standings at number 1. This past week, they jumped from number 5 to 1, which is the second highest jump since Miami went from 6 to 1 in 1998. This makes the Longhorns the 4th number 1 this season and proves once again in college football the conferences are balanced throughout the nation. Coach Matt Brown is trying to downplay the number 1 status right now and is quoted, "Every week we're seeing teams learn the hard way that the only poll that matters or lasts is the final one. No one remembers who was number 1 after 6 weeks last year. If we're number 1 in late January, it becomes a statement." That kind of statement was definitely what they made in 2005 when they beat the mighty USC with Vince Young at the helm, leading them to a national championship. They hope once again to be on top at the end of the season.
The field hockey team took on Robert Morris University. Our own Patty Wittenberg has the story.
The field hockey team is trying to get itself ready for the playoffs by keeping their leads and playing great defense. The ladies have a streak of 2 shutouts and will be taking on Robert Morris' team with a record of 4 wins and 10 losses, so keeping the streak alive looked to be no problem for the Bronx. The girls continue to put pressure on the opposition and held onto their early lead. Amanda Beretta, who scored a goal in the first half, spoke to us after the game.
It was a passing combination between Diana and I, so it just felt really good to get in the cage.
The field hockey team won its 7th game in a row versus the Colonials and continued their 3-game shutout streak. The girls could not have done it without the play of goalkeeper Lindsey Johnson.
It's really rare in a collegiate game to get 3 consecutive shutouts. Even just one is really hard. So, we take a lot of pride in being able to achieve, something that most teams don't.
The Robert Morris Colonials have now lost to the Rider Bronx 4 out of the 5 times they have gone against the university, but sometimes these games are easily overlooked. Julie Vaccarelli after the game.
Definitely. Robert Morris is like an up-and-coming program. These past couple years, they've just been getting better and better. We definitely weren't looking at them as just an easy opponent that we were just going to sail through. So we really needed to step up today. So everyone did a great job with that.
Today was also Senior Recognition Day. Johnson explained after the game how the seniors will be missed and what she gave the seniors.
It's sad and hard to let them go, but, they've done so well for us. It's really nice to give them something more than just the present.
This has been Patty Wittenberg for the Rider Sports Corner.
Looks like Boston will have to do without their 2007 World Series MVP next season. Mike Lull underwent surgery on his right hip this week. Doctors repaired a bone spur on his femur and a torn labrum in his hip. Lowell was 6 for 15 with 4 RBIs in last year's World Series. According to Lowell, his hip started to bother him a few weeks before the All-Star break. Lowell was quoted as saying, "I'm kind of relieved in a sense, just to get it over."
The Tampa Bay Rays came up with the clinching win versus the Boston Red Sox in the 7th and final game in the ALCS. This makes them a part of the 2008 World Series facing the Philadelphia Phillies, who clinched their spot in the Fall Classic earlier this past week. The Rays are trying to stop the long history of losing seasons with a championship. They had 10 straight losing seasons with memories of Wade Boggs' 3,000th hit, Jose Canseco and Greg Vaughn playing as the hit show, and Lou Piniella tirades. Now the fans have something to really cheer about. The first game of the World Series will be played on Wednesday, the 22nd at 8 o'clock p.m. on Fox Sports.
The economy is definitely an issue these days, and it's starting to affect even the multi-million-dollar projects in the sports world. New Jersey Nets owner Bruce Ratner delayed his plans for a new NBA arena. The $950 million arena is depending on a federal tax ruling, but with the credit market frozen, the plans have not moved forward as planned. The arena project also includes plans for office towers and apartments in Brooklyn. However, Ratner still seems to be optimistic about the project and said, quote, "The project will go forward. The Nets will continue to play in their current home, the Izod Center, for the 2009 season." This past weekend, Riders celebrated its annual Midnight Madness. Rob Haberman was there to check it out.
We're right outside the alumni gym where the players are about to enter, and all the fans seem to be very ecstatic for a Midnight Madness.
Madness is known for its over-the-top themes, and this year was no different. Madness went medieval this year, complete with knights, horses, a monk, and a sword and a stone. Students arriving at the event were all caught up in the excitement.
What are you most excited to see tonight?
The basketball team, first practice of the season, right?
Are you excited for tonight?
Yeah, dude, it's all year. Big day, Madness, you can't beat it, right?
Are you excited for Midnight Madness tonight?
Yeah, I'm really excited because tonight's big day for sororities.
What are you most excited to see tonight?
I'm excited to see the dance team.
What are you excited to see tonight?
The basketball teams.
How excited are you for tonight?
I'm pretty soup, not gonna lie. This is gonna be a good time.
The opening festivities were completed when the valiant rider Bronk grabbed the sword out of the stone and was pronounced the King of Madness. After that, some of the members of the men's and women's basketball teams displayed their skills in a three-point shootout. Then it was the students' turn to have a little fun with this year's annual ice cream eating contest. Last year's champ, John Russell Clark, returned to face another batch of challengers, but easily blew away his competition to retain his title.
You've won the ice cream eating contest 2 years in a row. How do you feel about that?
I feel pretty good, man. I'm trying my best. I'm doing a good job. So, I'm eating a lot. I'm training, so it's all right.
We hear possible plans that you might be going after Kobayashi. What are you planning to do for that?
I don't know. Kobayashi eats a lot, man, but I'm trying, doing my best.
The cheerleaders came out next, with their flying acrobatics dazzling the hundreds of ecstatic fans packed inside the alumni gym. The team left nothing on the floor, as they gave a great effort in pumping up the crowd. It was then time for one lucky student to try his hand at winning $5,000 in a shooting contest sponsored by WRRC. Spencer Pellis, a freshman, tried hard, but was only able to make a layup before running out of time.
If you were given another chance at doing the $5,000 shot, do you think you could do it?
Do I think I could? I would try it. Of course, it's $5,000, but do I think I can? Not so much. I was surprised I got the layup, I won't lie.
The Rider Dance team followed up the contest with a complex routine featuring several different styles of hip-hop moves. Their routine went as smooth as some of their moves as they pepped up the student body even more. The women's basketball team was then introduced to much fanfare. Each of the girls displayed enormous amounts of excitement as they jogged their way out into the court, throwing t-shirts into the stands. The men were up next, who were just as excited to be introduced to the student body for the first time this season. The biggest reaction by the crowd came with the introduction of Ryan Thompson, who has great expectations on his shoulders for this season.
Getting a lot of shots up, a lot of workouts in with my teammates. I've been trying to be more of a leader, and I'm trying to get my teammates, like the freshmen, in the gym a whole lot. We just been in the gym constantly, just working on our game. I have to step up and be a leader for my teammates. Now I'm the go-to guy, more or less, because we still have Harris and a lot of guys returning from last year that played a lot of minutes. So I just have to still be a leader, a captain for this team, and just go all the way.
The night ended with a dunking contest where the men's team showcased their creative talents as well as their physical ones. The contest was eventually won by Justin Robinson, but that didn't stop the team from continuing their assault on the rim. As the lights fell, students leaving the event were still filled with the same excitement they came in with.
What was your favorite part about tonight?
Dude, definitely the dunk competition. It was awesome. Like, I had a great time. I wish they did it more often. Like, I was pumped up. I was definitely pumped up for the season.
Are you excited for the basketball season coming up?
Definitely. Like, I can't wait to, like, it's going to make the year so much better. Like, I wish it was all year round because it was awesome.
Did you have a good time tonight?
Yeah, I had a really good time. It was really fun.
What was your favorite part about tonight?
Probably the dance team. They were exhausting to watch. It was awesome.
Are you excited for the basketball season coming up?
Yeah, I can't wait to go to a game. I'm definitely buying tickets.
The basketball players were also happy for the student support.
Real pumped, especially after tonight. We can't wait. We can't wait to get it started.
Oh, it was great. I mean, we got a lot of support from the students. I mean, family and friends. I mean, it's just a good time. We just came out to just dunk and everything for the crowd. I mean, it was just fun.
Well, it's been an eventful night here at Midnight Madness, but gauging from the fans' reactions, it seemed to be a successful one. I'm Rob Habron for Rider Sports Corner.
It's a sad week in the world of hockey. Alexei Sharapanov died of an apparent heart attack on the bench during a game. The 17th overall pick for the 2007 entry draft, Sharapanov went back to the bench close to the end of the game and passed out. Doctors were unable to revive him. Sharapanov, a forward, was a prospect for the New York Rangers. He was 19.
With a trip to Ohio and other various road games, the ice hockey team made their return home this past Saturday to play Alvernia College. Sean Rainey has the recap.
This past weekend, the Rider ice hockey team, a Division II level team, played Division III teams which are trying to move into Division II. Rider had to make sure not to take these teams lightly just because they are D3.
I tell you what, both these teams, Alvernia could definitely compete. They could definitely be in the matcha. They're a top team in D3. They went to nationals last year. St. Thomas, they weren't really that good of a team. I don't think it hurts because it does boost our morale. We played two very good games. We didn't play down to our level or to their level. So that really helped us out. I would have said it would have hurt us if we played down to their level, but we really played well this weekend. So.
Rider jumped out to a quick 2-0 lead early into the game, and it looked like Rider would have their way with Alvernia. But late in the first period and early into the second, Alvernia turned up the offense and had Rider on their heels.
Tell you what, they came out. It started with the icing, and when new rules this year, when they ice it, you can't change. So we really got stuck out there. We had some tired guys out there, and that's why they took it to us. And then they came out firing in the second period, scored right on the opening shift. We got a little lazy, but that woke us up after they scored that goal. So.
Yeah, they started to put the pressure on towards the end of the first period, and we started to slow down a little bit. But and then started the second period, we also let up 2 quick goals and put them right back in the game. But we were able to manage the game and come out on top in the game and put some goals together, which put us back in position to be on top.
Merlin Thompson scored the highlight goal of the season, and he talked about it after the game.
It's not one of those things you script. It's just one of those plays that just instincts. It just happens. I really got to give credit though to Connor. Connor, 98, did a great job keeping the puck in the zone. And then when he kept it in the zone, I was able to make something happen. Made a goal out of it. So I give a lot of credit to Connor.
Rider was able to put the game out of reach on a nice deflection goal by Tom DeRizio. However, he gives all the credit to the nice shot by defenseman Alex Schoen.
It's actually a set play between me and Alex. I told him that if I won the faceoff, just to take a shot right away. And actually, I just stuck my stick out, hoping that he would hit it, and it hit it. And goalie couldn't see anything; it just went right in the upper corner. It was a great play by Alex.
Throughout the game, Rider had many power play opportunities, but did not capitalize. This is one area of their game they will be working on in practice this week.
Yeah, that's definitely something we'll work on in practice. We have a 4-on-2 drill that I think we're going to work on in practice next week, get more puck movement going on. So that's definitely something that needs to happen for our power play to be effective.
With the 6-2 win over Alvernia College here at the Locks Ice Center, Rider will now be beginning a lot of their matcha regular season play. For the Rider Sports Corner, this has been Sean Rainey.
Each week, Rider's student body has the chance to ask Mike and Mark anything they want to know about sports. Mike and Mark, what do you have for us this week?
What's up, Mike and Mark? Should Kobe Bryant consider an offer to play in Europe?
Well, I think that Kobe should take the deal. I mean, I think it'll be a great experience for him to go over and play in Greece, and it's only for 3 years.
I don't think he should take the deal because this is a chance for him to prove that it's not just about the money. It's about the love for the game. He doesn't need to go to Greece to make more money. He makes enough as is here.
Well, I mean, if it's for the love of the game, why can't he go over and play in Greece? I mean, he's already proved himself in the NBA. He's won 3 titles, and he was the MVP. Plus, he's getting a whole lot of stuff to go to Greece.
He's also proved himself in the Olympics, so what's the difference?
Because he's getting $83 million
Again,
for 3
you're
years.
bringing
He's
up the
getting
money.
a seaside villa, a yacht, and his own personal staff.
You're bringing up the yacht again. How do we not know that he doesn't have his own personal staff already?
He probably does, but this time he doesn't have to pay for it
It's
in
still
Greece.
coming out of the contract, and it's still taxed. They're just going to add more onto it.
So what? No. Why can't he go to Greece and play for 3 years, and he can come back in the NBA? He's got plenty of game left.
Why do you think that he needs to go to Greece to prove something else? He's already in an NBA that has strong competition, as is for kids coming out of college.
Because
This is the best the NBA has ever been.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience to go play in another country.
This is the best the NBA has ever been, in my opinion. I do not think he should leave. I think he needs to stay and continue to rule the NBA as he's doing right now. He doesn't need to prove anything to Greece.
Is Clemson better with or without Bobby Bowden?
I think that Tommy Bowden, I think Clemson would be worse without him, actually. I think that, they were a good team with him. 8 out of the 9 years, they went to a bowl. And I definitely think that without him, they're going to be worse.
I think that's the best thing they could have done is gotten rid of him. I mean, they're off to a 3-3 start this season, so they're not going to make it to another major bowl game. Maybe they're going to make it to the Chick-fil-A Bowl again. But other than that, I think they're going in the right direction.
But the fact of the matter is, though, they did go to 8 bowl games out of the 9.5 years he did coach there, and they won 3 of them. Even though they're not major bowl games, he's still bringing them to the bowls.
Okay, but the last bowl game that they won with him as coach is in 2005. And
Okay, 3 years
football,
ago.
And
3 years
football,
ago.
no matter if it's in college or in the NFL, it's a show me what you've done lately league.
Right, and look at the list of things he's done. Look at the list of bowls he's brought them to in a row.
Lately, 2005 was the last bowl win. Since then, he's done nothing.
But they went to the bowl in 2007. They may have lost, but they did go, did they not?
Yes, they did, but they've got to win.
It doesn't matter.
Yes,
Team prestige is still about how many bowls you go to, not just about how many you win. Yes, winning is important, but bringing them to the bowls is also important.
So it's fine with keeping any coach on a team as long as they get to the playoffs or the title game and lose every year?
So you want to put another head coach who has not brought that team to a bowl yet, just throw him in the position. Because the assistant coach is now the head coach. Do you think he could do the same thing with a 3-3 start?
No, I don't, but it's definitely better without.
Point made.
Hey, Mike and Mark, do you guys think that Michael Vick should return without suspension?
Michael Vick, I think that Arthur Blank is right in saying that if Michael Vick does come back to the NFL, that he should be reinstated without any suspension by the league. I think that he deserves a second chance.
I think even though he did serve his suspension, he did do his jail time, and he hasn't caused any issues. He still should get a suspension by the NFL. I think that's protocol. That's what they've done with Pac-Man Jones numerous times, along with other athletes.
I'm not saying that I agree with what he did at all, and I know you don't either. But the fact of the matter remains, he's been out of the league for 2 years, and it's a lot longer than Adam Jones, I'm not calling him Pac-Man, and Chris Henry, because they've been given numerous chances by Roger Goodell, and I really feel like that he served his sentence, and he deserves a second
But do you think it's in Arthur Blank's place, who will not get him as a quarterback because he's already happy with Matt Ryan, to go to Goodell and try and speak well on Vick's behalf? I do not think so. Vick needs to earn his keep. He needs to take his suspension as they give it to him, and then earn his keep in the NFL again.
I think Arthur Blank does bring up a valid point. He loved Michael Vick from the day he was drafted. He really wanted him in there. And I think it's great that after everything that's gone on, Arthur Blank is still sticking up for him, even if he doesn't want him on his team.
But Michael Vick should not have to be stuck up for. What he did was horrendous.
It was.
He needs to make up for it by getting suspended by the NFL.
He's been in jail for 2 years.
Correct.
If he gets there for good behavior, if he gets off for good behavior, he's not going to come back till October.
But that's U.S. penalty. He now needs to serve an NFL penalty. He does not just get off scot-free with the NFL. That's ridiculous.
Well,
he needs to serve a penalty.
It's not up for us to decide.
You're right. That's all we have for this week. Back to you, Olivia.
Thanks, Mike and Mark. And now it's time for the Sports Corner recap.
Well, that's all the time we have for you this week. I'm Tom Malachi.
And I'm Olivia Hoff. Have a great week, Ryder.